Oh, hey! Oh, hey! Hi, I'm Timothy Williams. I'm your host for Keeping It Real Talk Show. And today we're here in Rutledge, Alabama. And shortly our guest will be on. But just before we go to our guest, I want to talk, I want to bring my cast up. Group of young people, that loves what they're doing and they're dedicated. And I tell people all the time, it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things done behind the scene just to, bring Keeping It Real Talk Show to you all in the Troy Cable area. And I have a group of young people. And today, my first person is DJ Merck. He is our sound tech. So how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing great, doing great. So tell our audience today about what you do for Keeping It Real Talk Show.
Well, my role here on the talk show is mainly to make sure everything that's going on the set is heard. I mean, when this first came to me, I was 15 and it was like, hey, what you think about being my sound guy for my talk show? It was a little big for me at first, but I sat down and I thought about it. And once I humbled myself and got ready, I've enjoyed this ride. And being the sound tech for this show has really opened a lot of doors for me. And there's nothing in the world that I would trade it for. I love sound and I love what I do. And this is very fun, and I'm looking to continue to do it for years to come.
Definitely, and we're glad to have you, And what I like about it is you're a young man,
Right.
still in high school. When I
Right.
first saw you, heard about you actually, doing sound work. And,
Right.
man, I believe you was probably about 13 or 14 years old, and you were producing people, I was like, I got to get this guy on my set, man. He's got to do my sound. And when I came, to you, at the time you was in your apartment.
Right.
And I heard everybody, talking about your show, what I'm saying, talking about what you're doing. And, man, listen, I said, I got to get with Deshaun, you know what I'm saying? And, man, actually, working with you is amazing,
Appreciate it.
And you're so talented. I mean, y'all, we're getting ready to do a set in London.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? A radio set, and Deshaun, I go to him for pretty much everything in the sound, and there's a whole lot of things, y'all, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? But I can count on Deshaun, helping me get there, and he has been a blessing, to Keeping It Real Talk Show, and man, I'm grateful, that you're part of our team, and he's so humble, y'all. He's a humble young man, and never, in the big city of Elba, I call it big city of Elba, but we know Elba's small, just figure of speech. One day Elba will grow, you know what I'm saying, to be like a Enterprise or Dothan. And I'm believing that. I want to see that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Deshaun has
The
a
name of my
studio
business
downtown.
is Full Circle Productions Recording Studios. We're located downtown Elba, 417 West Davis Street. And there we offer you a variety of services. We have PA rentals, DJ services, recording studios. We do a lot of things there. And we also offer lessons, piano lessons, guitar lessons, vocal lessons. And the staff there, we're very friendly. And quality is our only concern there. And just remember, Full Circle for all your complete entertainment
Wow.
needs.
And once again, he's talented, and Deshaun can get it done for you. He can create your CD.
Our
He
next
does
quality work.
staff member is Hunter. A young man just came to the set, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself and tell you what he's doing on the set. So, Hunter, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
That's great, doing great. Like I said earlier, I'm grateful to have you all a part of our team here with Keeping It Real Talk Show,
Yeah.
and you're new, to the team. So tell our audience a little bit about you.
I'm from Elba. I'm new to the set. I'm on the camera crew, and I like to do big things for keeping it real in the future.
Hunter, once again, we're just grateful to have you a part of our team, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're looking, for bigger and greater things. We're keeping it real talk show. And our set is going to grow, not just 2 days, but we're going to be going on 5 days a week. And my main thing is to, at the end of the day, to encourage people. Family is about family.
Yeah.
Everybody can come and watch Keeping It Real talk show every, Tuesday morning at 11, and then on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. I mean, we're gonna make you laugh. We're gonna have a good time, and and that's what Keeping Real is all about. It's about the
Yeah.
family. It's about having fun, and we're gonna be comical, and we're gonna shoot it to you raw. But once again, Hunter, we want to tell you thank you, for being a part of our team. And man, listen, the best is yet to come.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Also, our next person is my daughter. She's a part of the camera crew, and she's on the camera and she's shy. She's gonna come too on the set, even though she wasn't prepared to be on the set. But I wanted to introduce our staff before we go into our guests on today, and just to introduce my staff to TV Land, Troy Cable, TV Land, because you need to know who's behind the scene doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Producing every show, and these young people are talented. And they're young people. Hunter is 19, and Melissa is only 13 behind the camera, and Deshaun is only 17. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe that's right. He's 17. You know what I'm saying? And these are young people. You know what I'm saying? And Elba, we ought to be proud because we have some, I call them entrepreneurs, some young people that are looking to go, places in life and to, be in Hollywood one day. I speak that. You know what I'm saying? And so they're talented. Melissa's my daughter, and everybody can tell it. You can tell, she looked like her daddy, But smile, Melissa. So, Melissa, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell them what you do. Tell our audience, a little about yourself.
I am 13. I'm part of the camera crew, and
Pretty much she does the main camera, run the main camera. And tell them where you go to school at.
Elba High School, and play basketball and volleyball, and that's pretty much it.
Definitely. And y'all can tell, Melissa's a little shy, She like, Daddy, why'd you do me like this? But I just wanted to introduce our crew, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Toward never to return, never to surrender. Car salesman.
Tonight, we sell them all!
At Elba Chevron Travel Center, breakfast is served every morning and lunch every day. If you want some good food and friendly service, come on down to Elba Chevron Travel Center, located at 990 West 203 Bypass, Elba, Alabama, 36323. Go Tigers.
Come on down to Baker Street. How about big town variety for small town price? And Baker Street is the place to eat. We are located at 979 Highway 203 in Elba, Alabama. We also serve seafood, steaks, oysters, and more. You can dine in and carry out. We're open 7 days a week. Let Baker Street cater your next event. And we're back. I have my guest with me here in Rutledge, Alabama, which is Reginald Whitley. And he's a young man, that loved the Lord. And, when I heard his testimony, I was like, my God, he had called me one day and he saw our, set, coming across the screen here in Rutledge, Alabama. And young man really has a great testimony, and I just wanted to bring him to the Troy Cable Network and to let people hear his testimony, because I do believe that he can really bless you. Great. Hey, it's a blessing and a privilege to be here in Rutledge, you know what I'm saying? And to be at your house. I know you probably thought, hey, he ain't going to never get to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we bless the Lord. We're just grateful to be here on today. And so tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, who you are and all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Reginald Woodle, and I'm I'm from Laverne. I was born in Laverne and raised in Greenville. And I had a little accident, and and then like we were going to Sunday school, and we, we had we had like a car accident. This other car hit us and then knocked everyone out of the car, and they had to cut me out the car. And then when I cut me out the car, they had to rush me to the hospital.
Let me ask you
And
this. So when it threw everybody out of the vehicle,
yes,
was they pronounced dead on the scene, or
some was and some wasn't.
and so you were left in the vehicle? Were you trapped in the vehicle?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was in a coma, so I don't remember that much. I remember what they told me.
Uh-huh.
So they said they cut me out the car, and then when they cut me out, my head was busted open, my brain was out, and then they had rushed me to Stabler Hospital. They couldn't do nothing for me up there, so they wrapped me up like a mummy and was flying me to Birmingham. And so I had ran out of blood and died on the helicopter, like going to Montgomery. And so that they 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 tried to revive me, tried to keep on giving me blood. I kept on hemorrhaging, and then they said they gave up. But this one doctor, she operated on me, and they couldn't do nothing to my head, but just put a cage on it and said don't touch it. And then they put me in a room and say I want to live until the morning.
Wow.
So they I was sitting down, and then they sent me home to die. And when I died, I seen a glimpse of heaven.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked all around. I saw the water, the trees, the lights, and then I heard the voice say, "Go back. I'm not through with you yet."
Wow. Wow. That's amazing, And let me ask you this right here. Why do you think God allowed you another chance? Because a lot of people don't get a second chance, A lot of people just die instant, you know what I'm saying? But God allowed you another chance. Why do you think he allowed you, another chance?
Just like from birth.
Mm-hmm.
From birth, God, you are predestined.
Right.
God said, "I choose you. I have chose you, and you have not chosen me."
Right.
So I don't know why, but God, He chose. He said, "You are predestined, and you're gonna fulfill your destiny."
Definitely. Amazing, amazing testimony. Just by hearing you, how God, He spared your life and He constantly gave you not just one chance, but chances after, another chance. And and when I heard your testimony, I said, Lord, His testimony is amazing and it's powerful, because your testimony can help somebody else, because God did not give up on you. I tell people all the time, that we may give up on God, but God never gives up on us. You know what I'm saying? And so your testimony is effective all by itself. Now, what I like about it is that you was talking about how you was able to go into heaven and you saw the trees and then the Lord He spoke to you and He told you to go back, and what I received out of that was it was not time for you to leave here, but He has something great for you to do. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, like like what you said a while ago. I did not. God did not give up on me, but God also gives you a willpower.
Right.
So you gotta have a will to live.
That's it. That's it.
You gotta have, like, if God don't give up on you and you steady give up, God will let you go.
Right.
But if you have the willpower to fight and keep on,
Right.
keep on. It's the willpower. It's the Holy Ghost power
Right.
that dwells in you, and like that see, but God, like in God's word, it says, with God with men this is impossible.
Right.
But with God, all things are possible.
Definitely.
And so it's the Lord. The Lord said the time is at hand, and He chooses the one He's qualified, predestined,
Right.
and equipped.
Uh-huh.
And then He'll qualify you and equip you, but you gotta put that armor on.
Right.
The armor is there, but you gotta have the willpower
Right.
to say, I won't do that no more.
That's right. That's a good point, because you said that you had a will to fight. You didn't give up, even though your circumstance looked rough, but you didn't give up, but you kept fighting. And that's very important. Somebody needs to hear that no matter what you're going through in life, no matter what your situation may be, if you continue to fight, God will bless you. And, I'm reminded here, Reginald, I'll never forget, I had a little daughter. She was my third child, and her name was Destiny. And little Destiny lived to be 9.5 years, right? And when the doctors gave up on little Destiny, they told us she might well give up. They put her on life support. And, and one thing that was so amazing about, little Destiny is that even when they put on life support, they say it's over with. But little Destiny kept on fighting. You know what I'm saying? And she fought to the point to where they had to take life support off of her. You know what I'm saying? And I just watched that, how that little baby, 9.5 months old, she fought. Even when they gave up, she had a will to live. But watch this. As I begin to study her and I begin to watch little Destiny, the Lord began to speak to me and He began to tell me, He said, now, William, He said, did you notice your daughter? You know what I'm saying? Even though the doctors gave her up, they said she won't even live past that night. Right? Little Destiny lived 2 more days off of life support. They took her to Flowers Hospital in Dothan and she lived. But she had a willpower to live. She had a fight in her. And the Lord said, Tim, I want you to learn a principle out of this. Is that if you fight, you can stay alive. You know what I'm saying? And somebody needed to hear your testimony. If you have a will to live, guess what? You know what I'm saying? You'll live.
And also, like this, I went through that right there. But after I got out the hospital, I was in a wheelchair. Then I went to school in a wheelchair, and everybody laughed at me, picked at me, and put me down. Say I wouldn't make it. Say I would never walk. Say I would never talk. say I would never do nothing. I wouldn't get up and run. I'd just be and I I ran. I ran.
Mm-hmm.
Like this when I was in the hospital, I was paralyzed.
Uh-huh.
And I was laying there in the bed. Then I said, and the Lord spoke to me, Rich, what is faith?
Right.
What is faith?
Wow.
I said, he said, faith is works without faith is dead.
That's right.
And so he said, you laying in bed, now try to move.
Uh-huh.
I was paralyzed. Then and he said, and I did that right there. I moved one finger,
Uh-huh.
and then he said, that's faith.
Right.
And he said, he told me, if you can move one finger
Mm-hmm.
and you can move two, and then your faith
Mm-hmm.
will bring you out.
Wow.
Your faith will make you whole.
Mm-hmm.
Without faith, it's impossible to please
That's right.
God.
That's right.
So while I was laying there in the bed, I started to move one finger, two fingers, three fingers. Then I got what I could move, and then I fell out the bed. Then they said cold blue, cold blue. And I couldn't get up and walk.
Right. Right.
So they said cold blue strap, put him in bed. And then I said okay. They put me in bed, but
Mm-hmm.
God said by faith,
Right.
by faith. So I didn't stop there.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have stopped right there,
Right.
I would have been still laying in the bed. But
Right.
God said, run this race.
Uh-huh.
Run this race. Even though I couldn't run,
Right.
even though I thought in my mind, I'm running
Mm-hmm.
by moving my fingers.
Right.
I'm running. He said, run to finish
That's
this
right.
race.
That's right. That's right.
And so, as I moved, my body started moving, and then I started getting up, walking, and I walked with a limp. Then I said, well, and then I started doing that. They said I'm a miracle child,
Right.
but I don't look at it as I'm a miracle child, cause God said you gonna be whole.
Right.
So I'm looking for wholeness.
That's right.
People can laugh and talk and put you down,
Uh-huh.
but God said this too. That's a test and a trial.
Right.
Test and trial. You got to go through the storm,
Right.
in order to get the glory. You got to go through something to get the glory. God got to get the glory. See, if God don't get the glory, you still go through what you,
Right.
would you still be in the same old rut.
Definitely. Now tell them, I want everybody to know in TV land, he is walking. You know what I'm saying? And not only is he walking, but he has his own lawn care. Can you tell us a little bit about that? You know, you out here cutting grass. You out here, you know what I'm saying? What they say wouldn't be, God said other words.
Yes, through my life, I had ups and downs, and and then good times and bad times. But the bad times outweighed the good,
Right.
'cause I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't move. All I can do is just when I went to school, I was like this in a wheelchair. They put me out in the room. Then I started accomplishing, and but with God,
Right.
by faith, it's without faith. If you don't have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed,
Right. That's right.
You
That's
can't
right.
you can't move mountains.
Right.
You can say with your lips,
That's it.
Lord, 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 and then go out there. It's what you do.
Right.
It's what you do. Cause
Definitely.
the Lord ain't looking at what you say.
Right. That's right.
He's looking at action, cause actions speak
Speaks
louder.
louder than words. And
Yes.
that is so true. You know, Mr. Reginald let us know that it was his faith in God, you know, that brought him to where he's at. And we want to encourage somebody out there in TV land tonight that's watching this show. You know what I'm saying? You may be going through difficulties, you may be having some issues, some things going on, but we want to encourage you today that, you know, faith will bring you out. And, you know, what amazing testimony, you know, Reginald, you know, how God brought you out. And that's a testimony to let others know that God, if God did it for me, you know, he can do it for you too. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, you know, Reginald is not in a wheelchair anymore, you know, but he's up walking, he's up moving. That right there, you know what I'm saying, can give you strength to go on, you know, and to do what God has called you to do. And there was one more thing that you touched on, was that it was your faith in God that brought you to where you're at, you know, and somebody need to hear your testimony. And tonight, I want you to look in that camera. There's somebody, you know what I'm saying, that is going through, Reginald, and they need a word of an encouragement because they feel like giving up. You know, just before I came over here today, I was able to listen to a testimony of a young man. He called me and says, I'm about to throw in the towel. I'm about to quit. You know what I'm saying? Because things are getting rough. What can you tell that individual today, that father, that mother, or that son tonight? What can you tell them? Because they may be down, you know, going through some stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And it looked like ain't nothing going to ever work, you know? But what can you tell them? I want you to look in that camera and give them an
Yeah,
encouraging
good at football, good at that, run around him, but now, like Lazarus, and God put that thorn in his side to remind him. And it feels like, it make you feel like giving up. You don't want to live, but God told me this: the joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord is your strength. He said, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. And so I went around. He said, don't have a sad countenance. Don't be around sad folks. Don't be around negative folks. Always think positive. I said, how can I think positive laying in the bed? He said, your thoughts, your thinking. That whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he.
See, that is so true.
So while I was laying in bed, I thought good, positive. I thought good. I thought I was walking. Then I was walking. And I thought I was speaking. Then I started speaking.
That's right.
Then I thought, God said, let this mind be in you, that's also in Christ Jesus. So he works with the mind first.
That is so true. You know, and we thank you for your testimony and for encouraging the people, you know, to stay there, you know, hang in there. Because if God did it for you, he can do it for me too, and that's a powerful testimony. I want to tell you thank you, you know, for coming on Keeping It Real Talk Show. You know, sometimes people may not think that their testimony is helping somebody, but I want to encourage you. Your testimony has helped thousands of people on tonight, you know what I'm saying, and gave them hope. Well, they wanted to quit, wanted to give up, but they said because God did it for Reginald, he can do it for me too. There's somebody that's in a wheelchair, Reginald, that's going to gain hope of faith. They're going to stop looking at the negative, and they're going to start speaking life to a dead situation. They're going to start telling themselves, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to gain hope because of your testimony. And I want to tell you thank you, you know, for coming on the set here on Keeping It Real Talk Show. Once again, You've been watching Keeping It Real Talk Show, and we want to encourage you to tune in to Keeping It Real Talk Show every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. in the morning, and also every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for Keeping It Real Talk Show. And we're here to, to encourage, motivate, and and to just have fun. And we're all about family. Once again, we'll see you next week at the same time. Be blessed.